definition.
Are fired, and for the first time since 2008, Kerry Mix was the pole position at an event. A lot of success here at St. Eustache with podium finishes alongside on the front row Scott Steckley, a two-time winner. DJ Kennington, he's a runner-up to Scott Steckley on 2 occasions. All those and 17 other qualifiers are looking for a win tonight.
The Nascar short yet dramatic one so far. At our first outing at Delaware Speedway, Kennington took charge of the podium with his sights set on his first championship. The World Caliber Mosport Raceway hosted round number 2. The momentum of the series shifted as Fitzpatrick sped through the field, securing his place within the championship. Flat, tight, and dramatic oval in St. Eustache. Its beauty will play out tonight as action is always ongoing. This is the 2010 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series presented by Mobil 1. From high above the city of St. Eustache, Quebec, this is the Lucas Oil. Welcome to the 410 Mile Autodrome St. Eustache for race number 3 of 13 to determine the 2010 championship. I'm Dave Bradley. Along with me is Billy Rouse Jr. and Todd Lewis, as always, is trackside. Billy, this event always ends up being an exciting race.
Well, that's for sure, Dave. It's a very flat racetrack, and sometimes in the race car it feels like it's a little bit off-cambered. Both ends are distinctly different. You got to set the car up to get around one of them really well, and with this great big crowd here tonight, she's going to be exciting. Well,
the 84 machine of J.R. Fitzpatrick has control of the Castrol Points lead with his first place win. Of course, his first win of the season at Mosport and his runner-up finish at Delaware.
Well, Dave, he's been very fast here today in practice, but he's committed to the whole season, and he wants that championship pretty bad.
Well, he had a good run in the Nationwide Series last week at Road America, too. In qualifying today, it was all the 02 Dickies Beyond Digital Imaging Ford of Kerry Mix, who circled the speedway in a time of 17.215 for an average speed of 83.648 miles an hour.
Well, not a big surprise, Dave. The car practiced really well, and also it's a brand new race car, and they're very happy with how quick they got it sorted out.
He and Razor Ray McCaughey have been working hard, seem to have dialed in here tonight. Just moments ago, Andrew Ranger, the 2009 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series champion, arrived via helicopter from Lime Rock, Connecticut, where he won the K&N East Series event down there.
Andrew's car tonight is sponsored by the Quebec Dodge Dealers Association. Andrew has a big following here in Quebec. He certainly didn't want to miss this one.
Yeah, and local racer Stephen Cote shook down the number 27 Dodge for car owner Dave Jacobs this afternoon. We have 4 Quebec-based drivers in the field here tonight. Ranger, Hugo Vanini, Dexter Stacy, and this man Derek White of Ganawaki, Quebec.
Well, Derek seems to be a shoe-in for this year's Rookie of the Year. This guy isn't messing around, Dave. He has 5 race cars ready to go in the shop.
Let's take a look at the starting grid. Of course, there is the 02 BDI Ford of Kerry Mix on pole. Scott Steckley alongside in the 22. Row number 2 has DJ Kennington in the number 17. Young Pete Shepard in the 7 will start alongside. Taking a look back to row number 3, Jason Hathaway in the number 3. Don Thompson Jr. drives the number 4. And then in row number 4, young J.R. Fitzpatrick, he's your points leader in the 84. And Stephen Matthews makes his second start of 2010. Row number 5 is Andrew Ranger in the 27. Mark Dilley in the Ream number 9. And then row number 6, John Gahn in the 11. And Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the 16. Row number 7 tonight has Anthony Simone in the 95, Jason White all the way from BC in the 21, and then taking a look back to row number 8, Ron Sheridan in the 52, Joey McComb drives the 50. In row number 9, Derek White, there he is in the 99, Hugo Vanini drives the 97, and then in row number 10, Pierre Bourque in the 00, and Dexter Stacy rounds out the field in the 55. Billy, I got to ask you, what are the keys to victory tonight?
Well, it's pretty simple, really. Not only do you need a fast race car, but the crew's got to be good tonight. The crew chief has to know when to call you to pit road for that first fuel stop, and then tire management. The guy that's got fresh skins on about lap 125 is going to have the fastest piece at the end of the night. That's going to be key to success.
You'll see we'll have a couple of great onboard shots over the course of the evening. Derek White and Scott Steckley carrying onboard cameras for us here tonight. Let's throw it down to Todd for one final look at the field before we send him to green.
Fellas, 2 cars to focus on tonight just before we go green. The number 52 of Ron Sheridan. He was a winner at Delaware Speedway last night. He's leading the Wheel and Track Championship there. Has had about maybe 30 or 40 minutes sleep since that victory. And alongside the number 50 of Joey McComb, only got 2 laps of practice. Those 2 laps came during qualifying. Broke a drive shaft as he was headed out for practice. He's only got 2 laps in the car and is hoping to head towards the front.
The field bunches up side by side down the back straightaway in through 3 and 4 for the final time under caution. Kerry Mix and Scott Steckley looking for the green this time on a 4. It's up and we're underway in St. Eustache.
The bottom's the fast way around in this little flat oval. And I'll tell you what, there he goes down the backstretch. Look at DJ Kennington right up there in the middle.
And Billy, when this field is so stacked up as it is right now, how much bumping and banging is going on through this field as they're trying to get to position, get to that bottom side?
Well, they're definitely driving a little farther than the hood pins, but this is so tight racing. You can't give up 3 or 4 feet because somebody will stick a race car in it.
On board the number 11 Triad Racing Technologies of John Gaunt, the very native, still stuck up in that outside groove. You can see the green Dodge of Mark Dilley to the inside as the leader, the 02 of Kerry Mix, starts to open a little bit of a gap on the 22 of Scott Steckley.
Wow, everybody nice and patient. We got him single file, all except for that 1 car stuck on the outside, but he's doing a great job hung out there, John Gaunt.
How difficult is it to grab hold of the outside?
Well, this place here, just, as I said in the opening, it feels like it's off camera when you're out the outside, and you can't get to the throttle as quick as the guy on the inside. But the real deal is, going into turn 3, if you can get the left front out ahead of him, you can trap him, and he can't get off the corner until you do. Wow, Steckley just a little bit loose up off the corner.
I was going to say, you can listen to the throttle control from the Castrol Edge Dawn to DJ Kennington. That must be pretty important on such a flat oval as it is right here. It's a battle for 12th between the 21 of Jason White and the 11 of John Gaunt.
Well, you got to be smooth on the throttle. Whoa, a little stack up there. Good driving, no fenders ripped off there. Beauchamp gets moved up out of the bottom side there, and the 95 takes advantage.
Almost touched the wall down the back chute. The Mopar Dodge Standis. He'll lose spots. Now Beauchamp losing more as Andrew Ranger coming through to fill that hole.
Remember, Andrew Ranger had to start at the back because he did not qualify that number 27.
And he did start in the 20th position. He's already up to 13th, just 7 short laps. So that one, a man on a mission after winning in Lime Rock, Connecticut earlier on today on a road course. Now jumps into a totally different car on an oval and tries to win here.
Yeah, but he's had success here in the past. You know what? The car is well prepared. Dave Jacobs and crew done a great job getting that thing prepared, and it got practiced throughout the day by a guy who knows his way around here. The car is stout, and the boy wants to get in the front. This is his crowd.
And he is working over John Gaunt big time as Gaunt trying to hang on to that bottom groove. That car obviously not handling as well as the 27, but nobly handling as well as the 02 Ford Fusion of Kerry Mix continues to lead. No problem now in corner 3 and 4, the 55 of Dexter Stacy. The Bullies truck stop Dodge goes around. That'll draw the first caution of the evening.
Well, turn 3 is a little treacherous. You can get down on the bottom and get around backwards real soon. Kerry Mix continues to lead. Don't go away. You don't want to miss a lap.
Something every man worth his knuckle hair does when he's done right by the car. It says that lug nut didn't know just who it was messing with. It's a deep man-brain nourishing inhale and a nod. A cranial confirmation that you are a socket wrench-wielding god. And with thousands of brand-name automotive parts, Canadian Tire has what you need to get your head to nod.
Expectations. They have a certain way of showing up just about everywhere. You can run from them, meet them halfway, or do what any hard-working man ought to do by grabbing hold of those big expectations and taking them anywhere you darn well please. Motor Trend's 2000 Ram.
If you love your car more than anything, try new Castrol Edge. It's our best oil yet.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Race number 3 of the 2010 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series on TSN is brought to you by Castrol Edge, our best Castrol ever. And by Mopar, authentic performance. First restart of the evening here on lap 14 as the cars lined up side by side. It's very similar to the first start of the night with Kerry Mix on the inside and Scott Steckley up high as we go back to green.
Well, Scott Steckley stuck up high outside, not the place to be here, Dave. Oh, contact 7 and a 3.
And Petey Shepard looking like he wanted to go a little bit. Jason Hathaway wasn't quite ready for it as DJ Kennington slides to the inside of the 22 of Scott Steckley. Now Steckley is caught up in that high lane, and it looks like he may be going backwards a couple of spots because the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick is in there too.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, he no dummy. He's going to get down to that bottom line, and he's going to freight train the 22 as well.
But it is still the Dickies Ford Fusion, the 02 of Kerry Mix from Mount Albert, Ontario. Leading the way in front of the 17 of DJ Kennington, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
DJ Kennington's just babying that gas pedal all the way down the straightaway, not hazing them rear tires. Remember, you can't burn the right rear tire off because you're not going to get a fresh one until lap 125 or so.
We talked about the bumping and banging as there's the 27 of Andrew Ranger continuing its trek towards the front, sitting in 11th position now, battling with the 21 of Jason White. Well, we talked about the bumping and banging earlier on this race. How important is it to keep both fenders on this car?
Well, even though this racetrack isn't aerodynamic, you can't get involved in any stuff. You can't go to pit road for any reason other than fuel and tires.
There's the Home Hardware Chevy Impala SS of Don Thompson Jr. as he works on the back of the green Dodge, the number 9 of Mark Dilley. Now we ride on board with Thompson.
Thompson, a master at the throttle control. You hear him nice and smooth. Thompson knows this race is way too early to get in there and start jamming around.
You know what? That's a really good view from out the front windshield of the 4 car because you see that pit wall coming, the end of the front stretch pit wall. How ominous is that as you work your way through corner 4?
Well, the real truth is you're looking out the left bottom corner of that windshield. It's really just a marker you use to get off the corner. You got to just clip it and then get to the outside fence, and that gets the outside apex just right coming off of turn 4.
Well, Kerry Mix seems to be doing it just right as he continues to lead. He's got DJ Kennington close, though, in that Castrol Dodge, and J.R. Fitzpatrick in the Schick Hydro Chevy. The number 84 Steckley is in 4th spot there, and how about young Stephen Matthews in the 15? Worked his way up inside the top 5.
Listen to the throttle control there. Steckley definitely faster than the 84 right now. He just got to find his way around.
Yeah, he seems to be able to pitch it a little bit lower coming off the corner than the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. And there is DJ Kennington closing up to the back bumper of the 02 of Kerry Mix as they work lap traffic. Hugo Vanini in the 97. Our first look at him as he tucks to the inside.
That'll put everybody around the high side going into turn 1 and 2. It'll be a drag race. And there's how important the inside is. Kerry Mix was able to put a car length and a half on them guys getting off the corner.
And now the rest of the top 5 bunches.
Inside, still there. One more on the bottom. One more.
And the all-important spotter, that's Jason Sharp telling J.R. Fitzpatrick where the cars are around him on a tight place like this. You need that voice.
That safety valve here for sure. This place is so fast and so tight, you got to make sure you got that second set of eyes to keep you out of trouble.
The 00 Pierre Bourque, he'll get up in the outside lane and let the leaders go. The top 5 all through. And it sounds like Pierre Bourque is having radio trouble, unable to communicate with his pit, so he may have to get that radio replaced.
Well, they probably will bring him to pit road. It's mandatory that you have communication between your spotter and the driver at all times.
And for good reason. I mean, on a place like this, you have to know where everybody is. You can't just run around on the outside and wait for that bump to come.
Absolutely not. Things are heating up between the 84 and the 22.
Scott Steckley giving us a great view of the undercarriage of the Schick Hydro Chevy, the number 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, and there he dives it in on corner number 3. There's Derek White, the OCR Gaspar, number 99, as he's tucked to the inside, letting the lead group go by. The 4 of Don Thompson Jr. currently in 8th position.
Oh, we're getting some rubber down in that outside groove as we go along, because the other thing that happens here is a little bit of oil, a little bit of rubber, and here's a car on pit road.
Yeah, it's the 00 Pierre Bourque, and not for those radio troubles, he'll find his pit, and looks like he's going to get a new radio. There it is going in the window. The NASCAR official there to make sure everything goes according to plan, but this will definitely put Pierre Bourque down a number of laps early on in this Lucas Oil National 250.
Inside, one more inside. Still there. Still there. Clear all around.
And Steckley finally gets around the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, bringing along the 15 of young Stephen Matthews with him. Matthews did have a great first race of... He didn't run the road course at Mosport, but back with us on the oval at St. Eustache.
Well, the most important thing there is J.R. Fitzpatrick, big picture racing, too early to be holding somebody up. Wait till the pit stop, make an adjustment on the car, because he is their points leader and he wants to run as good as he can. No sense tearing the car up early.
Struggles continue for Hugo Vanini, the 02 of Kerry Mix, putting him yet another lap down, but continues to keep up a torrid pace in the Beyond Digital Imaging Ford Fusion. Look at the gap he's got. 17 of DJ Kennington.
Well, he was able to get a couple car lengths through traffic there earlier. Now the car is on a mission. He's out in clean air, all except these lap cars, and he is marching.
Yeah, but now he has the problem of 2 lap cars battling side by side in front of him. As a leader, you've got to be frustrated looking out your front windscreen going, sort this out, I got to come through.
Yeah, he's got to pick the right groove for sure, and he can't run out of patience. There's no sense nerfing him out of the way at this point.
Dexter Stacy in the 55, Joey McComb in the watch at number 50. As they do sort it out, McComb gets by Dexter Stacy, and he'll claim the position as the 02 goes around. Here's the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, back by the 15 of Stephen Matthews. Still continuing to hunt for a full-time sponsor. The 3-car Jason Hathaway, and a hard hit down the front chute for the 11 of John Gaunt that completely demolished front end of that Triad Racing Technologies 11.
Pointed to the outside. I gave him the outside and he thrilled me.
Wow, that's John Gaunt saying that the 02 drilled him coming off of turn 4. When he pointed him to the outside, he was going a lap down.
Let's have another look at it, and we'll decide. It's a hard hit, we know that for sure, but...
Johnny was out in the main groove, maybe just a tad too far to allow the 02 to go around the outside. Here it is again, right here. He's pointing, and oh, bad deal.
So
bad deal.
He was pointing, but the 02 was already there.
The 11 car was pushing up off the corner, left the bottom open, and Kerry had to go to the bottom, and then the 11 came down across. Bad deal.
But it is pit stop time. A number of cars taking this opportunity to come down pit lane. You saw the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. He's in. So is the 15 of Stephen Matthews. The 21 of Jason White also down pit road. But the 02 of Kerry Mix continues to lead.
There's something every man worth his knuckle hair does when he's done right by the car. It says that lug nut didn't know just who it was messing with. It's a deep man-brain nourishing inhale and a nod. A cranial confirmation that you are a socket wrench-wielding god. And with thousands of brand-name automotive parts, Canadian Tire has what you need to get your head to nod.
than anything, try new Castrol Edge. It's our best oil yet.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Welcome back to St. Eustache in round number 3 of the 2010 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series presented by Mobil 1. Sean Gibbs waves the green flag for the second restart of the day here on lap 74. The Dickies BDI Ford of Kerry Mix leads, but NASCAR has announced they will penalize him for that incident with John Gunn.
We'll probably display the black flag down the front. Whoa, the 3-car over Cook's turn 3.
Boy, did he ever, locking up both front tires and pushing the 15 of Stephen Matthews to the outside group. And there is the black flag shown for the 0-2 of Kerry Mix.
Kerry Mix will pit this time by. Watch this. He'll get down the bottom, get everybody out of everybody's way, and get out on the pit road.
But he's going to hold up the field while doing that. The 22 of Scott Steckley will inherit the lead, and this has to be frustrating as the 0-2 of Kerry Mix coasts down pit lane, or what seems like coasting down pit lane, watching the field go by.
Well, deja vu, go back to the first race of the year. Kerry Mix got into the back of the 84, spun him around, and made an early pit stop penalty, the same as here. Let's see how Kerry overcomes this today.
Yeah, that first race at Delaware, he did manage to come back and finish very strong in that race. He has been one of, if not the fastest car here at St. Eustache today, so likely he'll be able to come back with another strong finish. But looks like hood pin's broken on the 27 of Andrew Ranger. Todd's got more.
Guys, here's the update on the 27 car of Andrew Ranger. NASCAR officials aren't going to black flag him yet. They are watching him very closely, and they're going to see if that hood gets any worse. They want to work with the team. If they don't have to black flag him, they won't. But if it becomes a dangerous situation, that black flag is coming out.
Well, guys, what we have is these new lightweight hoods. Now, the good news is this. These hoods all have tethers on them, so that really, unless the tether gets broken, it can't get that far away. But really, the flopping is an unsafe thing. It takes his attention away from what he's doing with the race car. And sooner or later, it will drive him insane, or it will come off.
And something like that is just caused by tight racing here, as you see Ron Beauchamp Jr. up and touching the wall off of corner number 2. Pete Shepard in the 7 got by, but just, I guess, a process of bumping and banging here at St. Eustache.
Well, Ron Beauchamp Jr., just a great veteran, but he always has real good horsepower, and he's just a hair too loose in the middle of the corner. The 7 gets up underneath him, and then on the power, and gets up into the fence.
Yeah, he touched the wall, but able to keep going. No caution as the Mopar Dodge number 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. keeps going. And there we look back to a battle for 5th position between the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. and the 9 of Mark Dilley.
Pete Shepard Jr. going to follow him through as well.
So Pete Shepard Jr. in the National Exhaust number 7 continues to improve his position. The Home Hardware Chevy of Don Thompson Jr. drops down in behind.
Don Thompson Jr. just seems to be riding right now, Dave. His hands weren't all over the steering wheel. You can hear him. He's got great throttle control. He's just biding his time to get to the end of the race.
And we talked about veteran smarts as well. Guys who have been in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series since its inception. And Don Thompson Jr., no stranger to these longer races. He knows what it takes. Been in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series since its inception. And Don Thompson Jr., no stranger to these longer races. He knows what it takes to win races and win championships.
Absolutely. One of the best veterans we got. He knows how to get the job done.
Derek White going down another lap as the 22 of Scott Steckley. The Motomaster Dodge goes around on the outside. And there's the Telus 00 Dodge of Pierre Bourque just ahead of the leader.
Steckley going around the outside. It's still treacherous out there, but it will get better.
Is this a place that fills up with marbles up in the outside groove over the course of a race?
Turn 3 is really bad here. If you step out of line by 2 feet, you're going around backwards.
And hard break for Andrew Ranger. The 27 has been black flagged.
3,200 second gear.
That's Dave Jacobs telling pit road speed. You can't make a mistake. It's bad enough we're coming to pit road, but don't get caught speeding.
What a flapping hood sends the 27 of Ranger down pit lane, and Todd standing by waiting for the Dodge to arrive.
That's right, guys. Officials had no choice. Had to throw the black flag for Andrew Ranger. You can see how buckled that hood is. The crew's not even going to try to repair it. They're yanking it off. It's faster. He's down and away.
So Ranger not quite losing a lap. He'll come out ahead of the field as Matthews battles with the Rockstar Energy Drink number 3 snap-on dodge of Jason Hathaway. Saw Hathaway got awfully squirrely down the front chute. That's a battle for second position. Put the rookie up to number 2.
Matthews got the front rotors just glowing red. He's been just hard on that brake pedal. You know, the brakes are good, though. You know, years ago, we couldn't get away with that, but now we got some solid brake pads. Oh, then he just say that, he overcooks the corner and loses the spot.
Oh, and a hard hit for the A&W number 21 of Jason White. Caution lights on around the speedway, but a very, very hard hit up in the outside retaining wall for the 21 Chevy of Jason White. Let's take another look.
Well, that's that treacherous turn 3 I was telling you about. He get up too high on corner entrance, and I'll tell you, you get your marble on your right rear in the marbles, and around backwards you go. We had just talked about it.
And boy, he slapped that with some force. The 3 car, Jason Hathaway is in. Todd's in the 22 pit.
Right on the marks for the 22 Canadian Tire Dodge of Scott Steckley. It'll be fuel and a significant adjustment to the right rear. A couple of rounds coming out. The 17 of DJ Kennington also making a pit stop. Little trouble getting the jack located under the left side. Now the car going up in the air. Castrol Dodge gets 2 left side tires this time by. 2 lefts as well for the Mopar Parts Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Try new Castrol Edge. It's our best oil yet.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Welcome back to St. Eustache. The 2010 Dodge Challenger SRT pace car pulls off as the Ream Dodge controls the field here on lap 109, looking for the restart with Dilly in control.
Up through the gearbox one more time, heading for turn 1. The 7's hung out on the outside. Rocket Ronnie Sheridan right under that 52. Ronnie's run in a late model really well here before, so I'm looking for good things out of him tonight.
And Anthony Simone, who's had 2 tough weeks here in the 2010 Nascar Canadian Tire Series. Of course, last year really his breakout year, but the 95 has really been snake bitten here in 2010. He's looking to turn his luck around here at St. Eustache.
Murphy's Law, if it can happen, it has happened to them young guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a wreck at Delaware and then had electrical problems, actually transmission problems at Mosport on the road course. So finishing well down the order in the 95, but he's looking awfully racy. So is the 7 of Pete Shepard as he dives underneath the Ream Dodge of Mark Dilley.
Oh, Pete Shepard not shy tonight. Got that nose up underneath him and just worked him oh so gently up out of the groove.
Well, Pete Shepard has raced in the traveling late model series before, so he's no stranger to running at different tracks and acclimatizing himself to these different surfaces, and this one he seems to take it to like a fish to water.
That certainly is a strong racing family as well. Grandpa Bill Zardo's raced all over Ontario and Quebec and certainly does a good job. So we know they're strong and we know they bring good equipment to the racetrack.
One driver who's out of tonight's race, the 21 of Jason White, and he's standing by with our Todd Lewis. Todd?
That's right, fellas. A very disappointed Jason White. You can see the look of despair in your face. Tell us what happened out there.
Well, I didn't take my own advice, and just wasn't patient enough, and I really hate it for this A&W pit crew. They worked hard all day, and Bill Burns made all the right calls, and the car was really coming around, and I just lost it. I got into 3, and here at St. Eustache, if you get into 3 and you get up too high, it's so flat, there's nothing to hold you in, and I tried to bring it around and slapped the wall pretty hard. It was a big crash, and hurt the car pretty good.
So you can hear the frustration in the voice of Jason White as Don Thompson Jr. up on the outside, sliding back to 7th position. But you said it earlier in the broadcast, Billy, that turn 3 can come up and bite you as Stephen Matthews in the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. They touch down the front chute. Matthews suffers some body damage.
Wow, Donnie took exception to that pass for sure. I know that Matthews roughed him up a little bit, but that was in that turn 3 and turn 4. And you know what? Good, tough racing going on. Donnie taking no guff.
He's taking no prisoners, wanting to get back to the inside as we see the Home Hardware halfway update. We've had 3 cautions so far, 21 laps, 4 leaders have paced the field here this evening at St. Eustache. The fastest lap put in by the 17, DJ Kennington, way back on lap number 4.
Stackley get by the 17 real clean. Now we're going to have to keep an eye on Matthews as well. That rear bumper's flapping. Now earlier on, they brought the 27 to pit road with a hood problem. That rear bumper will probably have to be repaired as well.
Yeah, no doubt Nascar will take a look at that. Bill Matthews Motorsports, number 15 of Stephen Matthews. It's dragging, but it looks to be fairly solid, the tail of that Ford Fusion, so they might just let him go until the next pit stop. Pete Shepard, though, your leader in the National Exhaust, number 7. Pacing the field with a comfortable margin on the rest of the pack.
And Dave, he has the freshest tires out there. They decided this time to take all their tires on the first stop and roll the dice.
And that really shows you how big of an opportunity it gives you here with fresh tires, doesn't it?
Well, fresh tires are huge. We talked about it in the opening. And there's a pass there. DJ Kennington letting the 15 go.
Nice and easy, buddy. You're doing a good job. Great job.
Trying to keep the youngster calm inside the Ford Fusion, the number 15 of Steve Matthews. You hear Spotter trying to keep him cool, and we've got trouble on turn number 4, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, and the 3 of Jason Hathaway as caution flies yet again.
Well, again, it's turn 3 and 4. We got the 3 and the 84 getting together.
Looks like neither car suffers much damage. The 84 Fitzpatrick was around. We'll take another look at it.
Wow, looks like the 3 got in the back of the 84.
And that is the reason for the caution. Todd's down pit side.
The 9 car stops with Mark Dilley aboard. It'll be 2 right side tires. The 95 of Anthony Simoni also makes a stop, overshoots his pit box by a little bit. Now they back him up. They're filling him with fuel and making an adjustment. We'll see who's going to win the race. The 3 of Jason Hathaway also on pit road.
So tires for most of them, fuel for Simoni. Who can make it the rest of the distance and baby their tires that much? Can it be that man? The 7 of Pete Shepard. We'll find out.
Your car more than anything, try new Castrol Edge. It's our best oil yet.
It's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's pretty...
Hey, Sonny, toss me a Keystone Light.
Okay, Grandpa, but why don't I just walk it over to you, all right?
Come on, Nancy, put it right down the alley.
Okay.
What are you, nuts? He's an 84-year-old man.
Dad, you okay?
You can't always be smooth, but your beer should be. So why not reach for a Keystone Light? For a taste that's always smooth, even when you're not. Introducing a smooth beer at an even smoother price. Now in Canada.
Man, this thing is smunchy.
Smunchy?
Soft, melty, crunchy. It's smunchy.
I'm thinking Graffelti. Crunchy, soft, melty.
No, it's more about crunchy, chewy, cheesy. How about...
Crunchy Wheezy.
I love you.
Awkward.
I love you.
Taco Bell's Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Warm flatbread covered in 3 melted processed cheeses wrapped around a crunchy taco and topped with a zesty pepper jack sauce. Now enjoy 2 for $3.99. Think outside the bun. And don't forget Fries Supreme. Fries Supreme.
Sean Gibbs prepares to throw the green flag for the 5th time tonight as Pete Shepard's National Exhaust Dodge leads the field here on lap 138. We're back to green.
Pete Shepard down the bottom, that National Exhaust number 7. Looking strong down the backstretch. He got a great drive up off the bottom.
Former champion Scott Steckley in the Motomaster Dodge gets a little bump from the number 4 of Don Thompson Jr. as they continue to jockey for second and third position. The 15 of Steve Matthews minus a bumper cover, but he's back out there. Could be a little retaliation coming here.
He's running right up the tailpipe of the 4, but he was respectful.
He was, and that's important because Don Thompson Jr. got into him, tearing that bumper cover off during the last green flag run. Here's DJ Kennington now all over the back bumper of the 15 Ford.
Well, DJ Kennington just took on right side tires, so he should be good to go to the end, and the thing is really handling well. He's just got to stay out of the act.
It's been a wild night for the Mopar Dodge, the number 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. as we ride along with him. He's bounced off the wall, but currently rides in 6th.
Listen to that Mopar power down the backstretch. Ronnie always got lots of motor underneath the hood.
And there you can see the 02 BDI Dickey's Ford Fusion of Kerry Mix not too far behind that 60 Dodge, as well as Kerry Mix continues his trek back up towards the front.
Oh, what a great Kramer shot here. Watch the tires, watch. See, just a little loose, quick correction. That's a great shot. Petey's just a tad loose, but he's got it under control.
Do you want a loose car here or a tight car to start a run?
Oh, absolutely. A loose car is faster. You just got to control it with the throttle.
Third place changing hands. Stephen Matthews will take over that position. DJ Kennington will try to come along as well. And it looks like he might get it off the Ford. Don Thompson Jr. hanging on the outside. What a change for the lead. The 22 of Scott Steckley moves to the inside of the 7 of Pete Shepard. Those tires might be giving up.
Well, Steckley on fresh tires, and we talked about the 7 coming too early, but it's all about tire management here at St. Eustache.
Ron Beauchamp Jr. has some fresh Goodyears of his own, and he'll take over the position from the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. A little rough stuff there between Kerry Mix and Don Thompson.
Oh, just good close quarters racing right there. Kerry Mix, we talked about what he was going to get out of this evening as he had that penalty to overcome, and this is what he's got, back inside the top 10.
It's just like a little boxing match on wheels here at St. Eustache, isn't it? One guy has the bottom, another guy wants it.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody wants the fast way around.
So back up at the front, it is the 22 of Scott Steckley, and you can see the 7 of Pete Shepard slowing down considerably.
Shepard just not handling the way he needed to handle. They stopped and got those tires way too early, and he's run the right rear right off it.
And Stephen Matthews will take over second spot. The 17 of DJ Kennington, the Castrol Edge Dodge, moves through for third. Here comes Ron Beauchamp Jr. as well. Now about halfway, Fitzpatrick moving up through the pack after their skirmish a few laps ago.
Giving his stablemate J.R. Fitzpatrick lots of room on the bottom.
And it looked like Thompson was quick right after the caution, right after we went back to green, but he seems to be sliding back right now, so could be problems. We'll keep an eye on that Home Hardware Chevy, the number 4 of Don Thompson Jr., as we ride along in the Telus Dodge of Airborne. Boy, he's keeping that thing pinned to the inside. He really doesn't want to mess up this race at the front of the pack. DJ Kennington now in some company, and Ron Beauchamp Jr., the 22 of Scott Steckley, all by himself at the point.
Steckley's on rails right now. He's not putting a wheel wrong. Watch this thing up off the corner. Oh, the 55's around backwards.
The man from Kanawaki, Quebec, Dexter Stacy, goes around. Caution, flag flies once again, slowing the field, so that'll steal away the lead. The 22 of Scott Steckley had built up 170 laps in the books.
There's something every man worth his knuckle hair does when he's done right by the car. It says that lug nut didn't know just who it was messing with. It's a deep man-brain nourishing inhale and a nod. A cranial confirmation that you are a socket wrench wielding god. And without automotive parts, Canadian Tire has what you need to get your head to nod.
anything. Try new. It's our best oil yet.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Welcome back to race number 3 of the 2010 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. A 22 Dodge of Steckley leads the 17 machine of DJ Kennington as we get things back underway here on lap 172. You can see Ranger, no hood in the Dodge number 27 as he's worked his way back up through the pack after that stop and go a little bit earlier on to remove that fiberglass hood.
Well, he's certainly working hard to get back to the front.
He's had his work cut out for him really all day, of course, running the road course race in the K&N East Series, winning that, jumping on a helicopter, landing here at St. Eustache just as drivers were being introduced. He had to go start way at the back of the field and then worked his way up through, then had that hood problem. So, boy, he's going to be a tired man at the end of the night.
Yeah, but he wouldn't miss this race for the world. Home ground boy right here. He's trying to get that thing back to the front. He's got the Quebec Dodge dealers on the side of the car, and he's doing the job.
Now he's got some company now in the form of the Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr. as he gives the 27 a little tap off at 2 and then tries to dive into 3, but Ranger slams the door. Things are heating up in the front as well. Steve Matthews on the back bumper of the 17 of DJ Kennington, who trails the 22 of Scott Steckley, so not much between the top 3, now 4 as you throw Mark Dilley's name into that book as well.
Yeah, we haven't said much about Mark Dilley driving the Green Dodge tonight. He's in the mix, sitting there 4th, just watching the action unfold.
He's always had a decent car here at St. Eustache as the Castrol Edge Dodge of DJ Kennington diamonds off the quarter off of 2, can't get the run down the back straightaway. Steckley has slammed the door into 3.
I think DJ's just a little bit quicker right now, but the 22 has the lane that he needs to get by.
Battle for 7th spot. Andrew Ranger on the outside. Jason Hathaway looks like he may get it going into corner number 1, and he'll bring along the number 4, Don Thompson Jr. with him.
Don Thompson certainly smooth on the gas pedal, David.
And you can hear the engine noise getting a little bit more frantic from Don Thompson Jr. Laps continue to tick off. You have to be where you need to be at the end of this race to get at the front, and that's where Scott Steckley is right now. He's at the front in the 22 Dodge with 183 laps down.
No one can help you like we can. We know what you're going through, and no one will be there like we will, 'cause we're all homeowners too. Whatever the chore, we've been there before. Selection and price, the helpful advice. Homeowners, helping homeowners.
Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
I like your messy hair. I like the clothes you wear. I like the way you sing. And when you dance with me, you always make me.
We believe you're at your best when you can truly be yourself. And at Holiday Inn, you always can. Holiday Inn. Stay you. And now stay and save up to 15% off Air Canada flights. Plus get bonus airplane miles.
It was a near perfect gathering. 37,000 was getting to know 22 grand. The 49,000s reminisced with the 29.9s. Yes, everyone with the Manulife One number was in a great mood. And why not? It's the amount of money and interest that they're saving. By combining your income, savings, and debt into the efficient Manulife One account, you could pay thousands less in interest too. And that's a party you don't want to miss. Calculate your Manulife One number today at manulifeone.ca.
Scott Steckley leads in his Canadian Tire Dodge, closely followed by DJ Kennington in his Castrol Edge Dodge here on lap 210 to the Lucas Oil National 250.
Well, Dave, it is go time. You got to remember, Steckley's won a couple races here in these NASCAR cars, and DJ, I believe, finished 2nd. DJ wants that one more spot up the ladder, and he hopes to get it tonight.
Well, Kennington was the fastest car in the first half of the race. Now he chases a 22 of Scott Steckley, and Todd standing by with his crew chief.
Dave White, DJ's giving Scott all he can. Can he get around him to take the lead?
Yeah, you know, Castrol car's been handling real good. We struggled in practice a little bit with some front-end stuff. But driving a whale of a job, so I think he's saving a little bit. So we'll see what we got for the end. But I think you'll see the 17 car in the top 3 anyway.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, Whitey does a great job working on that car. You know what? He's a very quiet young man, but he's very focused on his job.
Into lap traffic goes some of the leaders. The number 9 of Mark Dilley uses Derek White as a pick to hold the 0-2 of Kerry Mix behind him. And now Kerry Mix slides it underneath, and they might have touched coming off of 4.
Well, Kerry Mix been on a mission since he had to go to the back with that stop-and-go penalty, but the car is working flawless, and he's working the back bumper of that 9 car pretty hard.
And we should mention, too, that the front end, all the fenders on that BDR Dickies Ford Fusion, so Kerry Mix, despite his early trouble in this race, has kept most of the body panels on that car.
The car's strong, and the toe in must be good because the thing's still... Watch it turn the middle of the corner. Drives it in the bottom of 3. Turns the hook back on the gas and right on the bottom coming off. That's the way to get around this place.
And there is the battle for top spot. The 22 of Scott Steckley leads the 17 of DJ Kennington. A couple of dodges at the front of the Lucas Oil National 250. Joey McComb in the Watch It Dodge goes a lap down just behind the leaders. And there's Don Thompson Jr. stealing away 4th position from the 9 of Mark Dilley.
I've been watching DJ Kennington, number 17. He is getting in the corner about a car length better than the 22 of Scott Steckley. It's only a matter of time when he gets that thing to turn the middle and steal the spot.
And caution, flag flies. The 15 of the rookie, Stephen Matthews, stuck in the dirt off of turn number 2. He'll get it refired, and I don't think he'll lose a lap of the native of New Liskeard, Ontario, as his work cut out for him in the dying stages of this race. So the leader continues to be the 22 of Scott Steckley, but can Kennington catch him? We'll find out.
Thanks, man. It's pretty...
Hey, Sonny, toss me a Keystone Light.
Okay, Grandpa, but why don't I just walk it over to you, all right?
Come on, Nancy. Put it right down the alley.
Okay.
What are you, nuts? He's an 84-year-old man.
Dad, you okay?
You can't always be smooth, but your beer should be. So why not reach for a Keystone Light? For a taste that's always smooth, even when you're not. Introducing a smooth beer at an even smoother price. Now in Canada.
Welcome back to the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, event number 3 here at Autodrome St. Eustache. Starter Sean Gibbs giving the 1-to-go sign to the field, and it's one event to go before the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series speeds through the streets of Toronto once again. NASCAR will be the toast of the town, and of course you can watch it all live right here on TSN and TSN HD on July 17th at 2:30. Well, back here at St. Eustache, the pride of Milverton, Ontario leads over St. Thomas, Ontario's DJ Kennington. Just 26 laps to go. The Dodge Challenger SRT pace car pulls off. It's the 22 and the 17 looking for green this time out of 4. Look at the 02 of Kerry Mix diving to the inside looking for that opening.
Well, Mixie trying to get down in there because the outside ain't the place to be. So Mixie will be trying to get by DJ on the inside down the backstretch. Oh, he gets in the back of him. DJ does a great job saving that race car.
Kerry Mix getting into the back of the 17, a double tank slapper down the backstretch for DJ Kennington as they continue to chase the Canadian Tire Motomaster, number 22 of Scott Steckley.
Wow, that'll give you a brain check and hurry. DJ chased that thing 4, maybe 5 times getting down into turn 3, but he was able to catch right back up to the 22 of Steckley.
25 laps to go, now 24, and look at the front of the field. It's chock full of veterans. You got Steckley, Kennington, the 02 of Kerry Mix, the 4 of Don Johnson Jr., and the 9 of Mark Dilley, and that's just the top 5.
Wow, the 3 clips the fence with the right rear coming off of turn 2.
Jason Hathaway pushing all he can to get around the 9 of Mark Dilley as we ride on board with the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Well, if you've got anything saved, it's time to throw it out the window and get it on the racetrack, that's for sure.
Well, you know, Beauchamp has used it hard early on in this race, bouncing off the wall as you take a look at the Leland lap leaders, and we've had a number of them here today in St. Eustache, among them the number 9 of Mark Dilley, who currently rides in 5th.
16-3 going at it. Ronnie Beauchamp giving it all he's got. Nose to tail to turn 3. It's the 17 and the 22.
DJ Kennington setting the nose of that car down just behind the back bumper of the 22 Dodge of Scott Steckley. And boy, Kennington hard on the gas in the back end, stepping out.
Oh, the spotter telling him to get digging. As a driver, now you don't need to be told that. You're digging for everything. Every lap you go down the straightaway, you're digging hard.
Simone and the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, a battle for 9th position, and Fitzpatrick without a hood on the Schick Hydro Chevy will take that position away from Simone.
Things are heating up for second. Whoa, the 0-2 into the back of the 17 one more time.
Pull behind them, pull behind them.
And Kennington getting off the gas just long enough to tuck in behind the 0-2 of Kerry Mix, who's your new second-place driver. Looking at gap now. The 22 of Scott Steckley has, but can he hold it? There's a number of hard chargers coming, including Kerry Mix.
Truck of the second. The eternal. The 100-year reign. The heavens and the earth. Truck of the longest mile. The season. Motor Trend's 2010 Truck of the Year. Ram.
No one can help you like we can. We know what you're going through. And no one will be there like we will. 'Cause we're all homeowners too. Whatever the chore, we've been there before. Selection and price, the helpful advice. Homeowners, helping homeowners.
Only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations.
Or shellfish.
These are cute.
Hey, look at these over here. These are cute too. Is there...
Here you go. Thank you. Hey, people are sure liking these mini sirloin twins.
Petite sirloin burger.
But of course. Napkins?
Yes, please. Do they all say A&W on them?
The mini sirloin twins are back, only at A&W.
The man from Mount Albert, Ontario, showed his muscle here at St. Eustache. The 0-2 Dickies BDI Ford of Kerry Mix just passed Scott Steckley for the lead. We've only got 7 laps to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's overcome the adversity big time tonight. He's made no friends, but he's certainly had a very fast race car.
Yeah, that car was on rails earlier on before he got that penalty, and you're right, he hasn't made many friends, especially lately. Getting into the back of Kennington. And then getting around Steckley, but either way you look at it, there's no room for pretty in the final results, and Kerry Mix currently stands at the top of those results with 5 laps to go.
Wow, he just drove away. We called it all night long. This thing goes right around the bottom of the hook, right off the bottom of the corner. That's the fast way around.
The 9 and the 3 get together in 3 and 4, a battle for 5th spot. Hathaway moves to the snap-on Dodge inside the top 5. Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the 60 right there as well, but he'll tag on behind the number 9 of Mark Dilley. And look at Steckley is back to the back bumper of the 0-2.
Well, lap cars could play into this right here. Rocket Ronnie Sheridan down the bottom, holds Mixie up. There we go, 22 to the bottom. What's going to happen with the 52?
They're going to run down the back straightaway. The 22 on the inside, the 0-2 on the outside, and Mix will try to use that outside momentum around the 22 of Steckley. They continue to run through 3 and 4.
Oh, 3 wide into turn 1 doesn't work. The 02 goes around 22 sideways. 17 of DJ Kennington gets the lead.
He stole it away while those two were fighting. DJ Kennington, your new leader. The 02 of Kerry Mix keeps it going. But look at Kennington trying to get around Ron Sheridan. One more lap to go. Steckley running second. Don Thompson Jr. now up inside the top 3.
Kennington got a car length down the backstretch with the 52 on the bottom side. The 22 runs it in hard. Can he get there? No, he's there, but he's not going to get the spot.
Off of 4 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be DJ Kennington winning his second out of 3 races in 2010 so far.
Kerry Mix still comes home with a top 10.
Scott Steckley, Don Thompson Jr. following home to complete the top 3, but that man is your winner. Let's take another look at how this happens.
Side by side with a lap car in the bottom, they go 3 wide. Mixie's spotter probably doesn't tell them they're 3 wide. The 22 gets the corner. Kennington goes across the bottom and steals the lead.
Kennington got into the back of Steckley. We'll take another look at it from the nose of the 22.
Well, the 02 slammed the door hard. The spotter should have been on the radio telling them you're 3 wide, heading for 1.
And there is the 17 of DJ Kennington running off to the Whelen winner's circle. Let's throw it down to Todd.
Helmet unbuckled, Hans device off. DJ Kennington climbs out and cheers to a victory in the Castrol Edge. What a win for DJ Kennington and the Castrol team. Congratulations all around. Looked like he might have... Congratulations all around. Looked like he might have something for Scott Steckley. Then it was a matter of holding on to a podium position, and then DJ all of a sudden it opened up in front of you, and there it was, the victory.
It's not very often you get gifts like that. I mean, man, the car was a handful the last 20 laps there. I was just trying to hang on, and Mixie and Scotty there, they got racing pretty hard, and they got mixed up. I was just in the right spot at the right time. This Castrol Edge car was awesome. Castrol, Mahindra Tractors, Cathcart Trucking, Daci Power Tools, my dad, my fans, everybody, all my crew, they're awesome. This one here is for Rick Williams, a long supporter of the sport, passed away on us. That's for you, Rick, and also my buddy Bob Hewitt. Thanks, guys.
Great sentiment for DJ Kennington. Win number 2 this year.
And a wild and woolly finish here in St. Eustache as we take another look at the top 10. Jason Hathaway finishes in the 4th position. You mentioned it, Billy. Kerry Mix coming home in 6th spot. J.R. Fitzpatrick finishing in 8th. Let's send it down to your 2nd place finisher.
Scott Steckley, you wind up with a 2nd place finish. Looked like you were going to win this one, but what happened from your vantage point?
We just got, I don't know, tied up there with the lap car or whatever, and then and Kerry got by us, and then we were, I was trying to get back by him with the lap car, and I didn't mean to spin him. He came down, and I was trying to back out, but the car was great all day. Canadian Tire, all our sponsors, the crew did a great job. All these fans that came out, podium finish is good.
Congratulations, Scott Steckley. Another strong run here at St. Eustache.
And the final here today will shake up the Castrol point standings. DJ Kennington inheriting the lead. J.R. Fitzpatrick dropping down into 2nd. Scott Steckley, though, can take some solace knowing he's in the top 3 in the Castrol point standings. A good finish today for points for Don Thompson Jr.
Donnie, you wind up on the podium. Seemed like you were just cruising around trying to survive and get the best finish possible, and it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, the home hardware Chevy wasn't very good today, but, you know, my guys work hard, and, you know, we tried hard. That's all we could say, but no, it wasn't very good today, but we'll go back to the shop, see what's wrong with it. You know, luckily we took on tires late, got a little bit of speed out of the car, and came home 3rd.
Congratulations, Don Thompson. Sometimes the hard work does pay off.
Well, one thing about it, the harder you work on the car, the easier luck comes, and Don Thompson's a veteran, and he knows how to work.
As we take a look at tonight's Dodge Mopar Fast 5, lots of money coming DJ Kennington's way as he takes the top prize. Tonight's event has been brought to you by Castrol. Visit ChangeYourOilChangeYourLife.com. And by Leland Industries. Quality fasteners, quality service, driven to win. The winner tonight, DJ Kennington, looking for his first road course win of 2010 at our next event in Toronto.
Well, DJ Kennington dedicated this race tonight to Rick Williams, and we also dedicate this broadcast to Rick's memory as well. He was a great friend to motorsports.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Nascar Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Tomorrow,
The defending Grey Cup champions bring their act into Commonwealth to challenge the home.
Would never have happened to Smeaton. I know Leo Tenzi and now.